It is Good News Tuesday today, and the thing about good news is sometimes in order to truly understand the good news, you have to be able to understand what is bad news. And we've celebrated a lot of things through the course of Good News Tuesdays. And in this very moment, we welcome in Chris Abel, real Chris Abel, Krisabel on the socials and all that stuff. Chris is here. He talks about tech. Before we get to that, though, Beverly Thomson, the one and only.
Yeah, I had a sad weekend. I did cry a little bit. We lost Bev, who was an acclaimed journalist as well as a friend of mine. She was a news anchor on several networks, including CTV and Global. Got the Order of Canada, well deserved. But I spent 10 years sharing my mornings with her on Canada Am.
Chris Abel.
That is Chris.
That is Chris Abel. And this is a very high-tech piece of clothing. And Chris is going to be demonstrating for us coming up. Looking pretty snappy there, buddy.
Ordinary jacket, but make no mistake. Well, maybe Jess is. No, Jess is normal.
Smile. They won't
Video
smile.
is hoping to tune into the holiday season by combining a jacket and radio into a ready-to-wear radio jacket. Tech expert Chris Abel is here to explain the wearable technologies. Nice, look.
And we had a very fun and very comfortable relationship. I'm shocked that she's gone. One of the fun moments I will share is that I brought on the show an interactive t-shirt, a t-shirt that you could play like a guitar. It actually made guitar sounds. And she loved it. And she said, before we went on air, she said, I'm going to get that for my son. We did the segment, and the moment that we're off into the commercial break, she went over to buy it, and it was completely sold out, which as often happens. And so she turned to me and said, would it be okay if she got the shirt that I had? I immediately peeled it off and handed it to her. I mean, that was just the level of trust that I had. If she'd asked me for my underwear, I would have given that to her as well. That's what she wanted. But I mean, I will always keep her in my thoughts. And so at least I will always have her bemused smile and the bright look in her eyes to kind of keep me comfort.
Beverly Thomson was 61 and incredibly young and too soon and all the things. It's very touching, Chris. Thank you. Now let's get into what you were so good at back then and so good at today, sharing that time with Bev, talking about the nerdy things. So we will do our best to represent all those good times too. Your first conversation here is really, really cool, but I do have a concern. I'll save my concern until you tell the story. All
right. So Walmart in Canada, or at least right now in Toronto, they've partnered with a company in the United States called EcoATM. And EcoATM makes these specialized kiosks that appear at locations where you can take your old phone and you can trade them in and deliver them for recycling. But unlike with the other recycling avenues that we have, places like Staples, they'll have boxes you can donate your phone for recycling. They actually promise to pay out to you. So you take your phone to Walmart, you go to this kiosk, you submit your phone to the kiosk. It's like a vending machine. And it will analyze the condition of your phone. Does your phone still turn on? Is it in good condition? Can it be recharged? Based on that, it'll give you an estimate. And if you like the estimate, then you can say yes, and it will transmit the digital funds to you. The idea is to be responsible in terms of your recycling. Phones have a lot of toxic materials in them, but also I have to say that this is a program in terms of your phone might be, if it's in good condition, might be sold as a reusable phone.
I think it would be a really great joke to get your friend's phone and take it to the kiosk and get money for it.
Well, that you have to be careful of because, of course, the immediate concern was that this might be an avenue for thieves. They would steal your phone and then just take it to the kiosk and trade it in for cash. And so when you go to the kiosk, do be prepared that it may ask to scan documents, scan photo ID, that kind of thing. It's best to go to the Walmart website. Right now, the EcoATM website only has information for the US locations because this is something that's just starting off in Toronto. If it turns out to work out really well, there are 13 locations and with Walmart in Toronto, then it may expand across the country. But definitely go to the Walmart website, get the info in terms of what this is going to be involved. They do want lots of documentation to kind of prove that you are the owner of this phone that you're trading in.
Well, I mean, gets a little cash. People will be in a bind that might be able to get something for something that's in the drawer. Maybe it's not much, but at least it's a start. And hey, like you said, responsible recycling is never a bad thing.
Well, and just anything that's going to get used phones out of sitting in people's drawers at home. And to get that especially the toxic materials that are in phones, but also you get the plastics into the industry because there's lots of great recycling happening with plastics right now. So all that material should be used rather than us creating new plastic.
And plus, we need room in the drawer. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
The drawer's full.
They get stuck when they get heavy. So, yeah, no. Clear out your
Can't
drawer.
even open it anymore. It's something stuck inside. You know what I mean?
Come on.
All right, Chris Abel. Video games, Nintendo, they're trying to fix something that was terrible in the past.
This is hilarious. Okay, I've been reporting on Nintendo since 1999. And when I started, I was really hoping that I could have a conversation with them about the Virtual Boy. That came out in 1995. It was, let's put it polite, it did not sell very well. It's Virtual Boy suggests something to do with virtual reality. Think of it more like a Viewmaster. You hold it up to your face. Everything's rendered in red or black. It's more of a 3D effect than anything, but it didn't do very well. And when I started reporting on Nintendo, I thought, I want to get their perspective. I want to get more details about this. Nintendo would not acknowledge its existence.
Oh,
I am shocked by the news I'm reporting because the entire time that I've dealt with Nintendo, they pretended that the Virtual Boy never happened, didn't exist. When they would hand out press materials, and it would have a history of the company, this is our timeline of what's happened with the Game Boy. This is what's happened to Nintendo. There would never be an entry with Virtual Boy. And it would be a case that other journalists that would occasionally ask, knowing you're not going to get an answer. And then you just get annoyed looks from the people at Nintendo. It's like, no, we don't talk about that. So I was really shocked when this week they announced they're going to bring it back. So what they're going to do is they're going to offer an accessory for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. So this is going to be a plastic sort of accessory. You pop the Nintendo Switch into it, and it will play the 13 original games that came out in 1995 and give you the Virtual Boy experience. I don't know if this is just a case that time enough has passed and people can appreciate what was offered back then from a retro sensibility, or what's going on. They haven't announced the price, and we don't have all the full details in terms of, are there any changes being done to the software? Is it more enhanced? I don't know, but it just shocks me that they're actually acknowledging the existence of the Virtual Boy.
Just 30 years ahead of their time, Chris. Just way ahead of their time.
I guess so. Got to wait for people to kind of catch up to good things, which is great for everything. For those of us who create stuff, it's like, it may not land right away, but give it time. Suddenly all things become cool.
Yeah, it's a great phrase that I have in my speaking, Chris. It's just because you don't get it doesn't mean that I'm wrong. Yeah. And maybe that's what happened with Nintendo. Okay, next on the list, Lego is surging in popularity again. There's amazing. Kind of a cool little factory thing here.
Yes, I know I've said often in interviews, people ask, like, why do you talk about Chris? What's that got to do with tech? And I say, no, the tech world loves Lego. Here's this guy in the UK, he's a fan. Believe it or not, he has used Lego pieces to build a factory, a small little tiny factory. It's a little structure that has moving motorized arms that are all connected up to a computer. It actually successfully can use those arms to pick up Lego bricks and then pop them together to build structures. And he's managed to create the instructions that it actually builds model cars. So this is a little tiny factory he's built. It actually picks up the Lego pieces and assembles them into Lego cars. I can't believe it. When I saw it, I thought, there's got to be a trick to it. No, he's worked out obsessively how to use the technology to actually make Lego build other Lego structures. You have to see it to believe it.
We talk about AI taking over the world, Chris. Maybe we've got it all wrong. Maybe it's going to be Lego.
It could be. It does seem to be a path of innovation where it's like, it's something I'm going to follow because it just seems to be getting better and better every passing year.
I think this is all absolutely incredible and fantastic. Chris, we've known each other now for about a year, and there have been moments that you and I have been able to share here that have been incredibly touching. You're smart. You're great with tech. You explain things really well. Your enthusiasm is contagious. My favorite moments are the moments where you share your heart like that, like you did with Bev today. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks.
Okay. Shane Hewitt in the night shift. Chris Abel, real Chris Abel, Krisabel. Find him on the socials. Not only is he good at tech, but he's just a wicked cat. I'll tell you that much. And cares about his friends.